Hey guys, this is Jean-Claude. We're back today with another deck opening. Today it's for Rhys Jame, and good luck to you, sir. Yesterday's deck was a little bit rough. I hope we don't see anything like that ever again. That was a little bit crazy. I mean, okay, honestly, the deck had a little bit of play, so it wasn't like it was that awful. It's just that there was quite a bit of anti-synergies going on. A couple cards you necessarily didn't want to play, so, I mean, it could do things. But sometimes that happens in Keyforge. It's a red Archon today, Untamed. Shadows, ooh, I kind of like the Archon already. And Dis. The name of today's deck is Kahunut Drag Marauder. And the Archon, yeah, it's the first time I've actually seen this body. Like that head, kind of looks like it's like almost wearing like a samurai hat sort of thing. It's not tall enough, but that's not too bad. We got the bubbles returning, but this time it's 5 instead of the 3. And those like sort of scythe hands, those are awesome. I like that quite a bit. That's really cool. All right, let's hope this deck has something incredible going on. All right. Let's see what we got here today. Starting off with Untamed. It's Way of the Porcupine. It's an upgrade. Amber Heavy play it. This creature gains Hazardous 3. Okay, it's not too bad. Put on a creature you want to protect. Maybe force your opponents to lose some creatures and maybe not even be able to attack it if they have small creatures. Nifl Grounds, it's an artifact. Amber Heavy play it. Action, choose a creature. For the remainder of the turn, that creature loses Taunt and Elusive. Thank goodness you get an Amber for that. Bubble Bird, 1 power alpha. Play, put 2 +1 power counters on each other friendly untamed creature. So you obviously want a lot of untamed creatures with this. Not sure how good that card is yet. Save the pack, play, destroy each damaged creature, and gain 1 chain. Persistence Hunting, Amber in every play, choose a house, exhaust each enemy creature of the chosen house. Marmo Swarm, 2 power, gets +1 power for each amber in your pool. Key charge, okay, lose 1 amber. If you do, you may forge a key at current cost. So we had what? Okay, 3 amber so far. You got 2 creatures, so might be able to generate some amber here. Let's see what else we have. Grove Keeper, 3 power. At the end of your turn, give each neighboring creature a +1 power counter. Glimmer, I'm a bigger fan of this card than I am Bumblebird. You'll see why. It's 1 power alpha. Play, return a card from your discard pile to your hand. This card has so much versatility. It's just a fantastic card. There's times where maybe you do discard your key charge early in the game. You know you're going to generate enough amber, so you bring it back. Right here, where is it? Right here. Yeah, so you bring it back on that turn. First thing you do is Glimmer. Maybe you reap with some other creatures. Now you have the key charge available. That's really good. Sometimes even just returning another house's card. So you have it for a future turn is really powerful. Something like Too Much to Protect or something like that is just, it's really good. Oh, and you have 2 of those. Okay, I really like having 2 of those. Darna, 2 power, play. Gain 1 amber for each damaged friendly creature. Reap, heal 2 damage from a friendly creature. Okay, 2 Darnas. And now we're on to Shadows. It's Bullet Eye, 2 power elusive, reap, destroy a flank creature. This card's really good. Special Delivery, it's an artifact, Amber if you play it. Omni, sacrifice Special Delivery, deal 3 damage to a flank creature. If this damage destroys that creature, you get to purge it. Big fan of that card. Skeleton Key, it's an artifact. Action, a friendly creature captures 1 amber. Might be nice to have the creature that has Way of the Porcupine on it to capture amber, because it might be hard, as I said, for some opponents to defeat that card. Night Forge, Amber whenever you play it. Play, if you have not forged a key this turn, you may forge a key at +4 current cost. If your opponent maybe miasma'd you, this is a kind of a counter to that, so it's not too bad. Merkins, 2 power, play. Choose a random card in your opponent's archives or the top card of your opponent's deck. Play that card as if it was yours. This card's pretty good. I hate hitting creatures that are of houses that I don't have in my deck, though. That's kind of an awful feeling. But hitting any sort of action, or maybe even just getting rid of an opponent's card they have in the archive is kind of nice, because usually they're trying to build up to something. Dusk Runner, it's an upgrade. This creature gains Reap, Steel, and Amber. Miasma, this is the card I was talking about earlier. 1 amber in every plate. Your opponent skips the forge a key step on the next turn, so if you do get miasma'd, once again, the Night Forge will help you forge a key, and there's a lot of times where people will just either use a slowdown, or maybe it's their chance to try and win, so Night Forge can get you past that. 2 miasmas. Life for a life, amber in every plate. Sacrifice a creature, deal 6 damage to a creature. Lamindra, 1 power, deploy elusive, and Lamindra's neighbors gain elusive. Furtive Investors, amber in every plate. If your opponent has more amber than you, you gain 1 for each forged You gain 1 for each key your opponent has forged. Someone started up a car outside. Got 2 of those. Now we're on to Disc. Total loss, it's 1 power elusive. Each time a creature is destroyed, its opponent gains 1 amber. We had this in the last deck. Once again, I'm not that big of a fan of this card. Oh, Shadow of Disc though. Amber whenever you play it. Until your next turn, enemy creatures text box are considered blank except for traits, so this is a really cool card. There's times where if you know your opponent has like drummer knocking or chieftain combos, it's going to mess it up. It messes up play effects. Just a lot of really good things that this thing messes up. Sometimes kind of hard to time it, but it's still a great card. 3 Fates, amber whenever you play it. Destroy the 3 most powerful creatures. Tentacus, 5 power. Your opponent must pay you 1 amber in order to use an artifact. Scullion, 7 power, 2 armor. Plays, sacrifice a friendly creature. I hope you get something like Dust Imp now. Pandemonium, amber whenever you play it. Each undamaged creature captures 1 from its opponent. Tesmal, 2 power elusive. Reap, choose a house. Your opponent cannot choose the house as their active house on the next turn. Schuler, 5 power. If your opponent has 4 more ambers, steal 1. I'm a big fan of Schuler. Not finished with you, amber whenever you play it. Shuffle any number of creatures from your discard pile into your deck. Misery Exploit, play, gain 1 amber for each damaged enemy creature. Gub, 1 power. While it's not on the flank, it gets plus 5 power and gains taunt. Kind of easy to deal with that card. Oh, and your last card is Dust Imp. Very nice. You actually had Life for Life to use with Dust Imp as well as Scullion, so that's not too bad. First thing we're going to do is we're going to check out the Amber. I'm going to put Schuler up there because there's a lot of times whenever you play Schuler, you should really hold on to it until your opponent has 4 more Amber and then play it. Simply because it's way better sometimes than just having a creature. I'm putting this one up as for Amber as well. So whenever I do Amber, I'm actually going with how much I actually expect throughout a playthrough. Darna's we might not put up because overall the creature is a little bit smaller except for whenever we had this. So I'm not sure how much we would get. We can maybe count them as 1. Alright, so let's see what the count is. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Okay, that's actually pretty good. Might even get some off this. We'll call that 21. I think I missed that as I pulled up all the amber. Okay, 21's actually pretty respectable. Let's look at amber control. AOA does always seem to have a problem with amber control. Sure, there's every once in a while a nuts deck, but overall, yeah, it's just really weak in amber control. Schuler as well. Let's see. Are we going to see anything else here? Oh yeah, Skeleton Key. Thought I already pulled that up. Okay. So Skeleton Key for sure. Schuler, yes. Pandemonium, sometimes it hurts you, but it can do it if you need it in a pinch, so that's 3. Miasmas, it's not really actually preventing them from forging keys. It could, if you're in a race, help you get there though, but we're not going to count those. So it's 3, 4, really it's only kind of 4 amber control, and they're not necessarily the best. That's kind of a shame. But you did have 20 amber, that's pretty good. Let's check out the creatures. Another note as we go through these creatures, it's really cool that you actually have not finished with you because that means you can bring them all back and you don't mind as much sacrificing them to Life for a Life or maybe even losing one of yours to your own 3 fates as you take out 2 of your opponents. Let's see here. Man, Tolas. It's just a shame. And then Bumblebird. Alright, let's count these up. 1, 2, 5, 10, 15. 17, okay. I thought it was going to be 15. I mean, obviously you guys think like 17 is close to 15. Sure it is, number-wise. But as far as how a deck performs, having 15 sometimes is short. 17 is actually about average. It's kind of what you are looking for at least. I mean, obviously there's certain decks that break that mold. But yeah, 17 is a good number. Let's see here. Yeah, I already mentioned a little bit earlier the key charge with the Glimmers. Was there any other great cards to bring back? Sometimes Miasma, maybe. Just to prevent your opponent from making a key, maybe that can get you the win. Bringing back something like Merkins is good too. I kind of like the 2-for-1 you get. You're playing 1 card, you're actually getting another one of your opponent's cards, so that's actually really good. A note here on Lamindra. So let's pull it up. It's the, here we go, Way of the Porcupine. So let's say you did have a creature that you really wanted to protect. Maybe you find out that Tentacus is important in your matchup because your opponent maybe has some artifacts and shutting them down is kind of important if they have like minor ones. It makes them where they don't want to use their Library of Babbles or their Gauntlet commands or their cannons, things like that. So let's say you have something like that. Let's just go through, make sure there's nothing else I want to quickly point out. Okay, so you're able to put like the way of the porcupine on this, right? Well, if you have Lemindra next to Tentacus, now Tentacus has elusive. So whenever they go to fight Tentacus to try and get rid of the elusive, this hazardous actually happens first, because this happens before the creature's attacked. So elusive is whenever it's attacked, no damage is dealt during that attack, okay? So this is a great way to spread out a bunch of damage. Put 3 damage on a creature. Maybe, I mean, you're not going to kill it because I doubt they're going to swing the creature into it. Maybe they'll make that mistake. But you're going to put some damage on a creature. Then they'll have to come in and then fight it and kill it with something else. It's kind of something important with putting that damage on your opponent's creatures, because you actually had Misery Exploit and Save the Pack. So that's actually pretty good. Also makes sure your Pandemonium, they have one less creature that will be able to capture one. But yeah, being able to just get these little itty bitty combos. Now suddenly you can always kill that creature with 1 card, or you can get an Amber for each one of those cards that had done that sort of move. So that's not too bad. And the same thing with the Glimmers. After you use the Glimmers, you know, it's great to reap with them, but sometimes it might be important just to ping a creature, you attack, lose your Glimmer, and now suddenly you take out a huge lollop with just a simple Glimmer and a Save the Pack. Yeah, I kind of like this deck. It does have quite a bit of Amber, which is nice. One other thing here, let's see, Taunt. Oh, a personal favorite thing I like to do. I love having taunt creatures and then putting Lemindra next to them. Your opponent's now forced to attack a taunt creature, but the first time they attack it, it has elusive, right? So you can have Gub here, Lemindra, and then some really big creature. So this isn't really a great example, but some just absurd like Reaper on the other side, and it makes it really, really hard for your opponent to get to this creature. Because then suddenly, so you force them to fight Gub, well then all of a sudden Gub goes away, and check this out. Now it's Lemindra protecting it, right? It's a big deal, and I love setting up little plays like that. So if you have a deck that has a Taunt, a Lemindra, and some crazy Reaper, something like a Professor Sutterkin or something, there's some really cool things you can do with that. Actually, Bullet Eye in this deck would be that creature, right? Because now suddenly we're able to, as I said, you got the same thing where it's really hard to kill this Bullet Eye, and this Bullet Eye, every turn you call Shadows, it's destroying an enemy creature. That's really powerful. So yeah, that's what you would do with this, Rhys. Definitely keep that in mind as you play this deck. Yeah, so there's a decent amount of little combos in here, so that's cool. Overall, the deck is a little bit weaker though. It has some great things going for it, but I mean, sometimes, here's the deal. Amber's great and all, but whenever it's attached to cards like this, it's a little bit rough. But the important part, once again, you got 20 in here. You have good ways to control your opponent's boards. You got the Bullet Eye. You got Life for a Life. You got Save the Pack. You know, you got this Porcupine doing some damage. There's ways that you're going to be able to take care of your opponent's board. So they're not super powerful, but still not bad. All right, guys, the rating for this deck, it's definitely above average. I would say it's probably right around a B-. All right, thank you very much for watching my videos, and I will see you next time.